just talk us through it after the goal? You said you had to talk to your teammates, kind of see what they said, what they tell you.
It really was a difficult decision, you know, especially winning the game and just sharing that moment with my teammates and being in the locker room with those guys. And it's kind of like you wouldn't want to go out no other way. You know, we won a BCS game, and it was fun.
What was the most difficult part about making this decision?
Probably leaving my coach and my teammates. That was by far the most difficult thing. Love my coach to the end, and I've always wanted to be a part of his life. And just not being in the locker room with my teammates again, that was very difficult for me.
I assume you're talking about Coach Campbell, is that right?
Definitely.
What did he say to you in this process?
He was always supportive. You know, we really didn't talk about it too much because, I mean, I'm always going to be in his life. You know, he's always going to be Coach Cam to me. And, you know, just talking with him throughout the whole process, he felt like I should leave, and he was positive about it. I talked to some of my teammates, and they were really positive about the whole situation.
Did anybody tell you not to leave?
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, they always say, in my mind, I won't tell you not to leave because, you know, of course they want me to be on the team, but in their hearts they say, you know, it's probably best I do.
What was the deciding factor?
Just, you know, almost having my degree and, you know, just achieving everything I think I could possibly achieve at this level. I mean, I could win the Heisman or BCS game, but, you know, that's really just not likely. And I feel like I'm leaving with a bang, and it just was fun. You know, it was just an enjoyable moment.
Michael, was there a moment in time when you realized or made the decision? When did that occur for you?
Probably like yesterday, that it was finally just like, hey, you know, I probably should go. I don't know how many more hits my body can take at this level. I know after the game I was really sore, and I mean, I don't know how many carries I've had, and it really was, I know it's been a lot, so that was difficult for me too, so I don't think I should waste any more at this level.
Did the elbow, what happened to your elbow earlier this year, did that play a factor into your decision?
You know, immediately after it happened, it did. I thought about it somewhat, but in all honesty, it didn't. I mean, I could come back next year and I could injure a knee or, you know, break an ankle, you know, God forbid that happen anyway, but yeah, I guess in some ways it kind of does.
How difficult was the decision, Michael? You talked about it. You had the love for your teammates when you were in the locker room at the Rose Bowl.
Probably the most difficult decision I ever had to face in my life. It really was difficult, you know, just not thinking about just not being there with my teammates next year, or playing for Coach Campbell and Coach Kelly next year, and just having fun with those guys next season. You know, it is a difficult decision.
You said you made the decision yesterday. Was there a moment between yesterday and today when you were like, maybe I shouldn't, or once you say full bore ahead?
I think once I made the decision, I was really at peace with it. I thought about it. I separated myself from everybody and took time for myself, and I feel like I made the right decision.
Have you spoken with agents at all, or what's that process going to be like?
Yeah, I've spoken with agents. I've yet to pick one. I was just really basing my decision on should I come back or should I leave, and then I'll pick that up sometime tomorrow.
What did the draft advisory board tell you?
I could be drafted as high as a third. Right now I'm looking at second round, just depending on how I perform.
That's the combine, you mean?
Right.
You are a couple of credits away from graduation. Any plans for school going forward?
Definitely. I think I might take a term off and go somewhere and train and take a couple online classes, and I'll come back and I'll finish up in the spring.
Coach is always focused on the next game, not looking ahead, not looking back at what you've accomplished. Have you allowed yourself the opportunity to realize what you've accomplished here while you've been home?
No, I really haven't. You know, haven't really thought about what I've accomplished here. Thought about the win. You know, that was a big win for me. It's a remarkable moment for me in my life, and it's going to be a part of my life forever.
What has your time here meant to you?
It's meant everything. It's probably the best time I've ever had in my life. You know, it's taught me a lot of different lessons, and I think that has to go to credit to Coach Kelly and Coach Campbell. Never really been on a resilient team where everybody puts the team before each other, and there are no independent superstars on the team. And this by far is probably the best team I've been on as far as just teammates.
If you had one last week, you think that would have affected your decision?
Yeah, it would have affected my decision 100%. If we would have lost that game, I even told myself in the game, if you lose this game, then I'm definitely going to come back because I owe it to my teammates, and I want to go out a winner, and I wanted to win a bowl game.
What does Kenyon talk to you about?
Oh, Kenyon. I really haven't spoke too much with Kenyon about what's going on with him. I think we're both just taking separate times and taking time for each other, and I mean for ourselves.
We
You mentioned you talked to agents. When did that process start?
Last year.
Okay.
So I talked to some last year, and then I entered it, and they called this year. I think they mostly dealt with my family because I was really focused on the game, and I still stick to that to this day, and I was really focused on that, and I guess I'll pick it up now.
So you'll take more of an active role in this going this point forward?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How close did you come last year this time? And how hard of a decision was that?
Last year it was a bit different for me. I was close, but I knew I wanted my degree, and with losing that game, I knew I should come back. But the only thing last year, I felt like I was in a good role. You know, I was healthy, and I could have left, but I wanted to come back. You know, play with my teammates again.
You talked about what Coach Campbell said to you. What has Coach Kelly said to you over the past few days?
You know, I talked to Coach Kelly. He's always been there for me through everything. Nobody really knows that, but he's always there for me. And I think the thing he mentioned to me was it would kill him for me to come back. And me, the same thing happened to Ryan Burroughs. I tear ACL, and he really didn't want that to happen to me. But he wanted me to come back, of course. But you know, if that happened to me, then he said he would be devastated, and that really stuck with me.
You mentioned that ACL. I know you're good friends with James Rogers. Seeing what happened to him last year and how he's had maybe trouble getting back to full speed, has that crossed your mind? Have you thought about that at all in this decision?
Yeah, definitely. When I hurt my arm, I thought about it too. You know, I said, you know, I looked at it in a positive way. Like, at least it's not my legs. You know, I can still run. So that was a positive light.
You mentioned Coach Campbell is at peace with this decision. What kind of advice did he give you specifically about it?
He didn't really give me too much advice. You know, he kind of lets me make my own decisions. I think he trusts in me to make the right decision, and I just asked him for support, and that's the only thing he's done.
Michael, you said this was the best time of your life here. Are you nervous or anxious or eager at all about what lies ahead in a professional career?
No, not really. You know, I'll take it how it comes. I feel like I'll be successful, you know, at the next level, and after that, I feel like I'll be successful with whatever career I choose.
The people you talk to, what sort of role do they foresee you playing professionally?
I can play any role. You know, hopefully they'll use me as more like a Percy Harvin. I can be an athlete. I don't know if I'll be every down back. You know, that stuff really doesn't matter. You know, I just want to help the team any way I can.
What do you feel like you need to work on the most before a combine or something like that?
I just need to continue getting better. You know, every aspect of the game.
What will you miss most about Eugene?
Teammates, just being in the locker room with those guys. Things that stand out to me are like the championship game, and after the Stanford game, and after winning the Rose Bowl. You know, those are some of the best moments I've ever had in my life.
You won't miss us?
Nah. I'm just kidding. I'll miss some of you, but I don't want to pinpoint.
How long have you been waiting for this time to enter the NFL draft and become a professional football player?
It's a dream come true. You know, I thought about it all my life. You know, hey, I want to play in the NFL. Who wouldn't? You know, and I'm glad, you know, I'm able to, you know, come a step closer to accomplishing those goals. And but I can't say that, you know, college wasn't fun. You know, it was great. Hopefully, all my teammates think I was a great team player, and it's been a wonderful time here.
What are your training plans going forward?
Hopefully I can get it. I want to train at API. Try to get a little more muscle, a little faster, a little stronger, and all that things will hopefully come in the next couple months.
Can you give us a scouting report on the Oregon backfield for 2012?
Oh, it's going to be phenomenal. I don't know who would be back there, or who's going to start, or anything like that. But whoever's back there, I think if Coach Kelly was back there, it'd be great too. So I don't think it really matters who's going to be in the backfield for Oregon next year. They can put anybody back there and be successful.
Your ability that you showed this year to return punts, do you think that helped your evaluation?
Maybe in some ways. You know, I always could do it. I was just trying to help the team out. You know, it wasn't based on, hey, this was something LaMichael can do in the NFL, or it doesn't really matter that way. I think I was just trying to help the team.